We're starting today with another fighting game. Oh, fuck. Huh? Just hit her the third time, you fuck. This one's actually pretty casual, meaning I enjoyed it and thought it was fun. Before discussing the gameplay, though, one minor gripe. The constant use of screenshots from an anime in which they could just play clips from the anime. The scenes even play out similarly to how I remember them in the show, so what's the deal here? Why go through the trouble of animating the screenshots rather than just play a snippet or a portion of the show? Anyway, aside from that bit of laziness, the game is like vanilla ice cream. Enjoyed by most, but hardly anyone's favorite. The modes that matter here are as follows: story, mission, free battle, network, and arcade. They're all pretty self-explanatory, with mission having probably the most challenging and intriguing gameplay to it. I never made it past the third mission. Why? You don't get to heal, and you go through 5 fights, 3 of which seem to be my limit. Definitely a decent challenge for any gamer, but I'm sure fighting game fans could get right through it. The online performs well, but there's absolutely a slightly deeper level to this seemingly shallow experience given how well executed several of the combos were performed that made me feel completely quirkless. As Bike King's second installment, it's very clearly well polished. I mean, the animations and fluidity of movement make this a howitzer impact of an experience for fans of the franchise and a fun, lighthearted game for gamers in general. It may lack the depth of King of Fighters, but that also makes it far more approachable for most, leading me to say, this is worth the time to download and space on your drive. At least until One for All comes for your quirk. Did I mention this is Free Game Friday, where we take like a free game, or in this case, the 3 free games on PlayStation Plus and decide whether or not they're actually worth your time and or effort and or bandwidth and or etc.? Because that's what this is. Moving on, someone I spoke with recently called this their comfort game. I kept losing consciousness, the world was pretty much permanently black and white, and I never figured out how to start a fire to like cook any food to, sustain myself. All I know for sure is that it must take a lot of sticks. 10 out of 10. Very realistic survival, since most of us would probably die. Seriously though, the zombies in this? Terrifying. Oh shit! Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to get so loud, that scared me. Bohemia Interactive are not kidding when they warn one is a problem, multiple are a death sentence. They can outrun you, will knock you unconscious, and then feed from your still living body. Ah! Ah! Use the ladder, use it! Dude. It's awful in a sick but kind of fun way. Does that make sense? I never really got into the survival aspects, given the difficulty to literally just stay vertical, but PS5 does allow you to connect a keyboard and mouse, which made inventory management and gunfights noticeably more tolerable. All right, now let me try disconnecting and reconnecting. This changes things. Hold on. On that note, I actually ended my brief time with this game in a lobby dedicated to military shootouts. Big guns, lots of gunfire, almost or maybe even no walkers altogether, at least that I remember seeing. One of those servers pushed my PS5 to the absolute limit, which was surprising. I kind of thought maybe, I don't know, an official PlayStation 5 release of this game would be a little more stable in all aspects, but then again, it's a fan-made server, so anyway. Speaking of, the servers do seem to be plenty full, so you should have no problem starting your suffering essentially the moment you decide to. I don't have a ton to say here, most likely because I kind of just couldn't do much. If you like brutal survival games, then by all means. But if you use games to escape reality, this will only remind you that death is constantly around the corner, chasing us all down, and will one day inevitably catch us. Do not download Dead Inside. Lies of P is a direct sequel to Bloodborne, so shut the fuck up about a remaster and move on. Oh, sorry, I was just reading this weird quote from a Sony exec at the premiere of this game. How strange. Lies of P might as well be Bloodborne, Geppetto's legacy, given just how similar it is. There's throwables you get from enemies, some of which explode, weaker enemies that go quick but will take you down if you underestimate them, and the first boss fight will have you crashing out harder than playing Mario Kart in French. I mean, in essence, it's a Soulsborne. I basically just described every Soulsborne. If you've played a Soulsborne, you know what the hell we're doing here. The comparison I'm making is not a bad thing or a slight at all. Bloodborne is one of those games which a sequel, remake, remaster, anything, really, has been begged for by its fans. This is what we got instead. A highly rated, highly acclaimed, award-winning spiritual sequel made by a different developer, and this one's available on Xbox too. Suffice it to say, the gameplay here is deeply challenging yet rewarding and requires you to learn the patterns of who or what you're fighting to then exploit them. Or, if you're anything like me, let the first boss piss you off so badly you make it your sole mission to outlevel, then slaughter it, no matter how long it may take. The story here is only about 30 hours long, but with how highly regarded this game is, many praise its subtle nods to French literature and references to characters from within Pinocchio's lore. If you like a good Soulsborne, you'll be right at home with this French-inspired take on the subgenre. Absolutely worth the time to download and space on your drive. Ergo, be sure to download this while you still can for free. Subscribe as well for moments like this. Die, 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 die. Oh, finally. Holy sheesh. Be sure to enjoy yourselves, and as always, stay frosty and stay humble.